Can you see that color? Right there. Yeah, I'm already into it. It's just the cherry. Okay. Let's have another sip. It's 1977 after all. We were all drinking tequila sunrises in 1977. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Satan's Cheerleaders. I used them in an ad earlier for Cheerleaders Beach Party. There were no pictures on the internet for Cheerleaders Beach Party, so I had to borrow these gals. But I said, we're from another movie, but funnier than The Omen. Scarier than Silent Movie. Actually pretty accurate right there. When these girls raise hell, there's the devil to pay. John Ireland, Yvonne DiCarlo, Jack Crucian, John Carradine, Sidney Chaplin, and co-starring the Huskies, which I assume is the football team. That didn't go as far away as I thought. All right. Satan's Cheerleaders is a 1977 World Amusement Company. Director Graydon Clark, and starring, I noted here, Yvonne DiCarlo and John Carradine. Some pretty big stars for this movie. Okay. Get ready. At first, we spend a tad bit too much time getting to know four cheerleaders. High school cheerleaders. Presumably. Yeah, they're supposed to be high school cheerleaders. Some of whom appear to be in their late 20s. The main thing we know from the intro of the picture is that they are all a bunch of trash-talking sluts who like to fuck the head football player in the bushes. Well, who doesn't? The cheerleading coach, on the other hand, is a virginal and unbelievably cheerful, like oh golly type. We also meet the uptight football coach and the prevert janitor. Yeah, I actually wrote prevert there. For those of you born in like 2000 or something. Prevert is how Archie Bunker said pervert. The day of the first game, they all set out to Baker in the coach's station wagon. Not far behind is the prevert janitor, rubbing his amulet. Don't y'all be getting a dirty mind. And muttering some satanic prayer. Okay, let's just put a note in here. This is Hollywood Satanism. This isn't really what Satanists do. Bam! It works. The girls suffer a blowout and swerve off the road. Soon enough, the janitor comes along to save the day. Well, Lucky thing I was here. You gals would have been stranded here. But then he doesn't take them. He doesn't take them to the game. He takes them to the woods and some makeshift altar. There, one of the cheerleaders, Penny, falls under a mysterious spell, takes off all her clothes, and is screwed by unseen forces right there on the altar. Try as he might, the janitor cannot get to her. Yeah, he wants to screw her too, but nope. He's smitten. Smited? Put down is what I wrote here. So after Penny gets off, and I think you know what I mean by that, the girls head to the sheriff to report the accident. Okay, now we're going to get back to the blown out tire? What the hell just happened? They stop along the way and quiz a bum, played by Carradine, of the sheriff's whereabouts. It turns out the sheriff is married to Lily Munster. Yeah, none other. Well, Yvonne DiCarlo. Who's still Yvonne DiCarlo, for hell's sakes? She immediately recognizes that Penny has the power. But the sheriff/cult leader is bound and determined to sacrifice the purest of them to Satan. After a brief escape from an upstairs window, the girls are one by one captured by the satanic townsfolk and brought back to the sheriff's home. Meanwhile, trigger warning, and I'll put it in the damn title again this week. Jesus. What the fuck was going on in the 70s with the sexual assaults left and right? What the fuck is going on nowadays with the sexual assaults left and right? No means no. Okay. I digressed. Meanwhile, the sheriff himself caught Miss O'Golly and taught her his own kind of lesson by raping her. The girls escape once again, and as the cult searches for them, a battle of will occurs between Penny and Yvonne DiCarlo. Well, guess who wins? Back at the altar, back at the altar, Penny seizes power and turns the devil on the sheriff. Turns out she does have the power. The girls then go on to use the power to help the team win at the big game. Woo! Way to harness the Dark Lord's power. Let's help the boys win. Okay. It's a little slow at first. with inane comedic dialogue. I don't know if it was intentionally comedic dialogue. Once things start rolling, though, it gets pretty good. By good, I mean utterly ridiculous. That's good in Murph's book. Pardon me. At the time, it must have seemed, and I'm talking 1977 here, I was about to turn 12. At the time, it probably seemed like the stupidest thing you've ever seen. Now it's pretty funny. And along the way, I mentioned this, along the way it spawned a punk band, Satan's Cheerleaders. I believe they're from Madison, Wisconsin. And their claim to fame, as far as I know, maybe they want to do more, but back when I was in high school, their claim to fame was a song about tipping cows. Yeah. We're tipping cows most every day. We don't care what our parents say. We're tipping cows. It's lots of fun, but there's a farmer and he's got a gun. Why the hell do I remember that from 1982 or 3? What the hell's wrong with me? I remember the lyrics to Tipping Cows. Anyway, that's some legacy. If your movie inspires a punk band to name their band after your movie, we're there. Especially a punk band from Madison, Wisconsin. Three. I give Satan's Cheerleaders 3. It's a 3-ring circus on the late night picture show tonight. Should we see what's coming next week? I got a bunch of new movies to add to the bucket here. I've actually got them written out in these pretty colors. But they're not in here just quite yet. You know, I was thinking my bucket could use a little decor. What do you think? Should I fix up my bucket? Maybe put some pom-poms on it or some shit? Monkey says yes. Let's see what we got. Take this one right here. I don't even know how I paired these up other than they're both wacky and colorful. I don't know. They have nothing to do with each other. But it's going to be a fun time next week nonetheless. We have Barbarella and Caveman. Now, I know you're all familiar with Barbarella. If you're not familiar with Caveman, Ringo fucking Starr. Do you really need to know much more than that? Ringo Starr. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. Leave some comments. Tell me what's going on. Steven will tell me what's going on. I didn't mention him last week. And I should have, because he's one of my biggest followers. biggest likers and commenters. So join us next week on the Late Night Picture Show. I'm Murph the Clown. Barbarella and Caveman next week. Uh-oh. Good night, kids.